My name is Jason Alberti, and welcome back to the N8N Basics course. In today's session, we're going to cover how to integrate external services with N8N and set up various triggers to automate your workflows. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand how to use triggers such as webhooks and scheduled events, and how to seamlessly connect external services such as Gmail or Telegram to your workflows. So let's dive in. So triggers are the starting point of your workflow. In N8N, you can use manual triggers to start a workflow on demand. You can use webhook triggers to automatically kick off workflows when external events occur, and then you can use schedule triggers to run at specific intervals. So this flexibility allows you to tailor your automation based on your particular need. These are the different triggers that are accessible inside of N8N. So you can start a workflow by clicking on a button, such as test workflow. You can start a workflow by creating a chat so that when you communicate with the chat, it'll trigger the workflow. Or you can do a form submission. You can create a form inside of N8N where once that form is submitted, it will trigger the workflow. You can also do webhooks. So if you have different programs or software that you're utilizing, such as a CRM or something that is pulling in data, you can use that to send a webhook and then trigger a workflow. You can schedule a workflow. So if you want, for example, a email to go out to you every single day with your weather or with stock prices or communications, you can set it up so that every day at a certain time you execute a certain workflow. And then you can also have it as action-based. So every time you receive an email, you can have it work through a flow, have it go through an AI agent, and then respond to that email based on that email coming in. Integrating with external services is a crucial part of building effective workflows. Here I'll show you how to configure an integration node. Let's take Gmail for an example. By setting up the correct credentials, you're going to ensure that your N8N can securely connect to your external data source and perform actions such as sending emails, receiving emails, things like that. This flexibility is what's going to make N8N so useful for real-world scenarios, like automatically processing emails or integrating with API. Here's an example of a workflow that you can use. So say, for example, you have a CRM that sends data to your N8N instance. What you can do is you can use a webhook to pull that data, and then you can have external services that are integrated that you can send information to. So for example, somebody submits a web form, maybe you want to alert somebody on your team, and then you also want to send an email. So what you could do is you could have the webhook come in, connect it to Telegram, which could send a message to your team, or you can have it email your team, or you can have it send an email. So these are very basic ideas of different things that you can do with the workflow. And as an example, you want to make sure that you have the credential set up. So you can go into the actual node itself. Up here, you want to make sure you have the credential to set it up with. You'll add a new credential if you don't have one already set up. And then if you do, you can also edit it. And you can update the API key and everything like that. Let's look at a real-world example. Suppose you have a web form on your website. Once the web form is submitted, the webhook trigger in N8N can capture that data and then route that data to an external service, such as sending an email notification or posting a message in Slack, so your team is alerted instantly. This is a powerful way to integrate external systems and automate communication. Before we wrap up, here are some best practices for setting up triggers and integrating external services. Always test each integration step to catch any issues early. Keep a close eye on error logs and ensure your credentials are securely stored. Also, validate all incoming data and consider rate limiting your webhook endpoints to safeguard your. To recap, today we explored how to integrate external services with N8N and set up various triggers to automate your processes. We built a real-world workflow using a webhook trigger and integrated it with an external service such as Slack or Gmail. Remember to test each integration step and follow the best practices for secure credential management and error monitoring. In our next video, we're going to take these foundations further by leveraging templates and pre-built workflows.